Hi, welcome to Mystic Frequency. I'm Lisa, and I'll be your collective tarot reader here today on February 16th, 2026. But no matter when this reading finds you, especially if it's further down the road, there's a reading here that your guides are trying to bring to your attention today. And you are more than welcome to dive into the description box where I have the timestamp if you want to go ahead and get into the reading, especially if you are some of my listeners that come back quite frequently. And while I get the rest of the intro out of the way, now, if today's your birthday, happy birthday. Thank you for making it another trip around the world with us today. Always here on this channel, I want to make sure you understand you deserve to celebrate. Even if today isn't your birthday, find something to celebrate that has, lit you up today, has made you smile, or even something you have accomplished, even if it's a small goal. And, remember when we are going through these readings, I cannot give professional advice. I can only share what your ancestors, spirit guides, the divine creator itself is trying to reveal for you, or if I know there is a personal experience that I think may help you. And you do not have to take what is here today as the only source of information in order to make a decision on what is going on in your life. You know your situation a little bit more than I do, and there may be even more information out there that you need to consider besides what is going on. And if this reading does not resonate, or you start to feel as if this sounds like someone else more that you know, please, I encourage sharing this reading if you feel it will help them, give them a pep talk, a boost, or even, when you're trying to light a fire under a friend's butt so that way they can get their stuff in gear. It's that kind of thing, but with love. And, if at the end of the day, this can just be a tool for you. The more tools you have in your belt, anytime you come across a project of some sort or an issue, a dilemma, now you have a tool that can assist you and help you with this process or even someone else down the road. So please take this as a tool if it doesn't resonate, and never try to force a door to open for you if it doesn't have a doorknob and you don't even have the key that fits with the lock. But I'm excited. Let's go ahead and dive into this reading and talk a little bit about this Cancer energy that is coming in. Now, you do not have to have Cancer energy or, in your major sun chart or your ascendant or even your moon sign. It just means that Cancer is coming in to kind of like let you be aware of your needs that may need to be met, or even the people that are a part of your family or your tribe, they have needs that may need to be met or net. I'm hearing a net, like you're trying to cast something out into the water, and that connection that you were trying to receive, or that networking that you were trying to send someone and then dragging it in. So think about what that network may be and whether or not you need to provide a little bit more comfort, or think about things that bring about nostalgia for your world. Like this could be comfort foods or these memories that you may have had when you were a child that, make you smile, or when you're very fond of someone in your family and you just want to connect with them, or even think about the things that you're wanting to protect in your life. This could be your future you were trying to protect, or even the future of someone that you are close to. You're trying to protect it and cling to it really tightly. So that way they have, the highest chance to be successful down the road. This makes me think of, mother type energy always, because this is the divine mother that is coming in and letting you know that when you don't have a support group in order to take care of your needs, that becomes your role to be that divine mother in your own life, to heal anything that needs to be healed, or even think about the shell that you may have around you, if it is brittle or if it is too tough and it is preventing love to come in to provide that nurturing care. Now, Cancer is one of those energies, when I see it come out, the first thing I'm thinking about is my collective taking care of their inner child today? Or is there a need to go ahead and bring an oracle card out so we can address those needs that may be neglected and provide that divine mother for our inner child? And so I did draw a card. So think about any kind of emotions you may be going through, or even if you need to be tapping into the moon cycles to do a little bit of release, especially if you have any kind of negative I heard bad blood is what I just heard. When you have a little bit of bad blood because of the things that have occurred in your life, or people just create that for you. So maybe we need a transfusion. Is that how you say that when you have a lot of toxic things inside your blood, so you're needing to do a transfusion? That's a very random thing for me to talk about, but think about that, how that can be for you. Do you need a donor of some sorts to come through and, provide that bit of love that you need, or, a friend that comes through and says, hey, man, let me be your blood. If you don't have good blood, let me be the blood that you need in this moment. Now, let me go ahead and talk about the inner child since it's here. So we have keep your word. Our inner child has always been sensitive to a promise broken, a desire disregard, and a hope lost. It is paramount that we show consistency with ourselves and do what we say we will do, particularly when it involves our inner child. Start with something easy and practice consistency by keeping your word today. I mean, this is, I will say, keeping your word with your inner child, keeping your word with those you love, even if you do have children, it makes an impact down the road. If you keep pushing things off in your life, saying, oh, I'll do this tomorrow. Oh, one day I will go on that trip that I want to go on. Or, maybe I'll call that person tomorrow. I will call my mom, my dad, grandparent, whatever the case may be. But, think about the fact that this is a human experience that we are all living in. We have a certain amount of time limit to live it. Some people live till they are 80 or 100, and then some people, their life is cut short. So think about that word that you're wanting to keep. That promise. Oh, I'll call you. I'll check in on you. Maybe this is a mother or someone that is your friend that you need to keep your word with. Or, you miss that call and you say, I'll just call them back later. Or even, when a friend really needs assistance, they need a little bit of help, they need somebody to come in and be a support, or even you need that. You need someone to, mean what it is that they are saying that they are going to do. If you need, especially if you're going through a lot of things in your life and you're like, hey, can you help me pack? Or, hey, can you, just be there for me if things go bad. If that friend's not there, what does that say? And if they can't be there, then they need to be honest about what they may have going on in their own life. And because we all need to think about, each person has these needs that they need to take care of. And we should never be making promises unless we actually have the promise already made. It's already in our bag, and it's like a present. It's a gift at that point, in which then whenever they say, hey, can you do this? I'm already there. I've already met you there. I've already cleared my schedule and I've already made plans. I'm sitting out front of your house right now. I'm actually knocking on your door. Are you even home? No, I'm just going to walk in your house then. I'm going to walk inside your shell, and I'm going to be here for, anything that you need in this moment. Which leads me into your self-love, self-oracle card. And that is, text a friend and let them know you're thinking of them. That can be the most healing, and, it means a lot when someone is being thought of, especially if you've been so stuck in your mind, your head, thinking about, the work grind that is going on, or, we think that we have way too much going on in our life to even take care of our inner child, or to take care of a friend, a text or a message, just showing up, giving coffee, whatever the case may be. It's just being there to provide that comfort and protection that they need when they can't, take care of their needs. And this is maybe you are wanting a friend to text you, meet them in the middle, text them. And if they don't text back, just, understand, okay, you haven't texted me back. I may think you're dead, so I'm going to show up randomly. And then they'll text you back probably. Or they'll be like, I'm at work currently, you crazy psycho. Like, all right, then I know where I need to go. It's, being there when you need to be there. And, we are social creatures. And yes, there are people that can probably live on a mountain by themselves, but we still crave some sort of connection. And if you don't have that connection with someone of your same species, you can do that with having support animals or connecting with nature or just being a part of something that makes you feel as if you are together. And your divine feminine masculine oracle card today is you are too much in your head. What is your heart feeling in this moment? And I love that it is so much more different than the last one I had, because it said you were too much in your feelings and you need to bring logic to the situation. So my listeners that are coming back to these readings and you are getting these flip-flop messages, there is a need to find ways to balance them and have that open channel with your heart and your mind, so that way you're not letting one run the show more than the other. You're actually letting them both stand on the stage with you. But let me go ahead and put these cards up here today. And then we're going to talk about the animal guide that is coming through. I went ahead and brought out another wild, unknown spirit animal with us today. And we have the dragonfly. So we have another air sign coming through where there is a need to kind of like lift yourself up off the ground for a split second so you can hover over all the areas of your life that need a little bit more it's like the bigger picture view, if you will, and to really see above in order to see more and to make quick decisions and be decisive about what it is that you are deciding on, where you're not constantly, turning around or going back to the same thought or finding that your mind is all over the place. And it's like, do I keep my word? I made a promise I didn't really want to keep. And now here I am. I'm stuck and I'm hovering over the water and I'm beating my wings till I am tired. And then I want to land, but I know there's something that I need to do. And just think about the thoughts that you are in and see if there's a way that you can just create a sense of wonder about the promise itself that you're trying to keep, the word, whatever that may be. So that way it inspires you to figure out what is, where's the treasure here that I would like to open up when I keep my word. And, how important it is. And, we used to hear something, way back in the day. This makes me think of like kings and queens and knights when, a man's word actually meant something. And I know I said man, but just you take it as you let it roll however you want it to, but where your word actually means something. And today we're starting to lose that. It's so easy to cancel plans. It's so easy to, when we give something and then, take it back as soon as we give it. And I'm not saying that, that is very common. Think of Indian giving. That is something that happened quite a bit in my life when I grew up. Whenever we gotten gifts, if someone had a specific negative feeling about someone, it was like, because we loved both sides, it was like, oh, so you're on their side. Okay, well, I'm going to take back what I gave you. And if you want it back, then I need you to be on my side about the situation. And that can be so frustrating, and it can tear you apart when you have relationships that are like that. But, Think about your mind and how it is moving, how it may be shifting, being undecisive or constantly changing, and whether or not the quality of your thoughts today are helping you develop a healthy perception of what is actually going on, or is it even developing? Because your perception needs to be able to develop and grow, so that way it is not closed off and you are only thinking about what is in front of you. And one of the things that this dragonfly kind of really wants you to notice is if you start to feel very restless with your thoughts, or all of a sudden things seem really quiet. Are you okay with having a quiet mind, or does it make you feel unsettled when you're not thinking anything in the moment? Or do you need something to quiet your mind? Is the things that you were thinking about, are they very clear? Or are they very dreamy? Do they make you like that awe of wonder that I was talking about? And how can you stay calm so that way you can let a little bit wisdom come inside and share, all the knowledge that it's wanting to give you, so that way you can, not cling to things that are not meant to be clung to, and, you know, finding ways to concentrate on what is most important to you. My hands are very itchy. I don't know why. I know, like, in some superstitions, it's like you're supposed to expect some kind of financial gain to come in. So, and I feel like that is for y'all. And because it is on the left side, I'm thinking like you are going to be gaining quite a bit more, psychic downloads that are supposed to help you be more financially prosperous in your own mind, where you have good thoughts that come in, or maybe a friend to come in and say, hey, can I take you out to go get something to eat and I will pay for it? That kind of thing is what I'm thinking of. But, when your mind is overworked, focus on your breathing. Is it irregular? Do you feel like your heartbeat's beating out of your chest and you just, oh my gosh, I got so much going on in my mind and there are things that I need to do right now? But the one thing that you need to do is to focus on your own needs and whether or not you have been meeting them. And if you have, who is someone you are responsible for? This could be a dependent, caring, or a care figure in your life that needs you to come in and, help them with their needs if you can. But this dragonfly is saying, really look at the illusions that are around you, these fears, these anxieties, anything that is keeping you from walking out your front door. And, think about what is something that needs to be met today at the door so you can move forward. Now, these cards down here, I didn't do my normal focus, career, relationship, subconscious. These are 3 things that your guides are wanting you to look at, focus on, or be aware of. So we have, this crystal is big spite, timing, action, change. Timing is everything. And with Big Spite, that couldn't be truer. Big Spite has an impeccable knack for the right timing and can encourage you to try new things, pursue an opportunity, or change anything that needs an update. Big Spite opens the connection between your base chakra and your heart chakra and infuses you with unconditional love for yourself and others. Big Spite encourages energy expressed as action, movement, and progression to move forward toward true alignment between you and your soul. Update what's outdated with joy and recharge your life. And we have Moon in Aries and Moon in Taurus. So think about the timing of the things that you need to be doing. If you're trying to keep your word and there is an expiration date, think about the ways that you can start developing those steps in order to meet that goal, or find ways to change and make adjustments if you need to change your course. But this could talk about, change it up, do something new. Think about what's in alignment with you or something that's outdated. All right. And the next card, and I'm just doing these down the line, and then I'll talk about your tarot cards. So this is Cobalto Calcite. Love, emotional healing, compassion works so well with Cancer because we even have Venus in Cancer. Like, love is all you need, especially with cobaltocalcite, a stone of unconditional love and forgiveness. This crystal promotes emotional healing above all else. It fosters compassion for yourself, exuding the confidence that your self-worth can only be cultivated from within. Self-love rituals are encouraged with this stone, especially those that nourish and honor your body as a temple. Cobaltocalcite amplifies the vibration of love, nurturing your inner child and giving you endless energetic hugs. You are always supported. You know, if you need a hug right now, my dears, I'm sending it to you right now. I want you to imagine this big old mama bear grabbing you, picking your shell up and everything, and then just trying to hold you without breaking that shell. So I just wanted to throw that out there with you. But, you know, it is true. If you want to find your worth, the best way to do that is by you giving yourself that sense of worth and discovering, you know, how do I view myself as valuable, and how can I change my mind so that way it doesn't seem so negative and make me think I'm not valuable when someone can't keep their word. Then we have amethyst, and I actually have one of these, and it's in this back corner over here if I don't knock everything down, and I did. Now we got a butterfly, but look at this amethyst, guys. I have loved this since the day I got it, and it's so beautiful. Maybe pick up some amethyst in your life. I had a butterfly just fall off, and I'm going to go ahead and keep that here so that way, you know, if you're going through some kind of transformation in your life or a metamorphosis, because dragonflies do that as well. They go through a metamorphosis and find ways to shelter that cocoon and not try to force yourself to grow faster than you should. If you were an inner child that had to grow if you were a child that had to grow up way too quickly and found that your wings weren't even developed, you know, at the time that they should have been developed, think about developing those wings right now, going back into that cocoon, that shell. But we have amethyst, protection, trust, intuition. Get ready to purify. Amethyst has powerful and beneficial properties, including the ability to release addictive behaviors while also protecting your energy field. Amethyst is a great crystal to meditate with as it promotes peace and tranquility between your emotional, physical, and spiritual planes, creating harmony inside and out. It is linked to the crown and third chakras, connecting your intuition to the divine source. Bask in the violet rays of the amethyst crystal and stimulate your soul today. We have Jupiter in Aquarius and Pisces and Neptune in Aquarius and Pisces. I always encourage my listeners to, when you are looking into these different placements in your chart, you know, look at your natal chart and see if you are operating almost on autopilot and how you can actually take advantage of your chart and move it in such a way that it's no longer like when you find that you have one sign and one planet and it's like, oh, that's a curse. That means I'm too clingy, or I'm too involved, I'm overprotective. It's that kind of thing, and being like, well, how can I change that so that way that is no longer something that I hold. So I encourage y'all, look into these because these are really insightful and I love these cards. All right, let me go ahead and flip your tarot cards over. We have Justice reversed, Ace of Cups upright, and then we have the Tower. Another Tower coming through within, you know, this week. So Justice reversed. Be honest about the relationships that are around you. Do they keep their word, or do you find that they lack accountability and you end up in unfair situations where you take on more responsibility, more heartache, more burdens, and you deny taking care of your own needs? Cancer energy, if you know anybody that is a Cancer, they're not going to let you know if they need help. They're not going to let you know that they need someone to take what is on their plate off their plate. This is one of the best ways to kind of show love is through service. So, coming in and seeing, well, you start to notice like, oh, their dishes aren't done. Oh, they need to take out their trash. Oh, you know, maybe their animals need a walk, or their cages need to be cleaned. Whatever the case is, and especially if there's someone that normally takes care of those things and you start to notice that they're not able to, go in and do it without even asking. It's better to, do something and then wait for especially if you didn't get permission to do that, and then just take it as soon as it happens. It's like, oh, I am so sorry that I did this. But I just really wanted to bring you a little bit more compassionate love into the situation. Or, think about the injustices that may have occurred in your own childhood that made it unfair for you, where you did have to pick up that things that were not yours to hold, or when you had to be the judge, the person that everyone goes to and resolve a conflict, resolve whatever tower moment was going on in your life. You may have been stuck between two fighting forces, and the one person that probably got the worst out of it was you. It was like you were pretty much removed from that situation intentionally for your own well-being, so that way you can be brought into new, healthier relationships. And yes, it may have felt like, why is this happening? Why did they take me away from this situation that may be in the back of your mind, when I was supposed to be here? Like, this was a promise that was made, and I was supposed to, we were supposed to stay together as a tribe. The family was not supposed to be split. And this may be a specific message that may be for someone, but think about the people in your life that have grown up in separated homes for their well-being. I can attest to that. Like, that is a personal experience that I'm starting to feel come through. But there are so many children out there that are staying in tower moments, and they're not able to escape from that until they become adults themselves. But by the time they step out into the world, they have to start it all over again. They have to become a cocoon as soon as they are free to do so, and nurture their wings and heal what needs to be healed. But if that is not your case, you may have a friend that you may be thinking of, texting them and saying, I'm thinking of you if you're going through something where you're kind of like stuck in CPTSD or PTSD of any kind. And it's like really hard for them to let people in because they're so scared that someone's going to be very unfair with them, unfair with their emotions, unfair with their love, and not be unconditional with those feelings. But this is a card that is saying, think about all the times there was injustice in your life that has made you create this hard shell, or even how, because people have come in and done that, it's like an eye for an eye. Do you do that? Or, my husband had a friend, and he was talking about how when he's at work, it's like an eye for an eye thing at work, where they won't go and help the other side because there's the tires and then there's the oil changes. And it's like this group will not go help this group, but this group is forced to go help this group anytime that they need help. But there's no reciprocating energies being exchanged here. So it creates a lot of resentment within the whole department. And my husband was talking about, I'm about to end up, giving everybody exactly what it is that they're giving me and give them an eye for an eye. And his friend said, well, that saying is, if you did that, giving everybody an eye for an eye, then the whole world will be blind. And I never heard that. And I know that's very cliche to hear, especially if you've already heard that. But I mean, it is true. If we are constantly being negative with our emotions, being negative with the people in our life, and getting ready to strike them the instant that they can't, meet their word, Even if they, it's like I'm expecting them to do what it is that they said to do, and I don't care if they have a lot going on in their life. Well, if it's happening for you and there are people who are making you feel bad for being sick or going through a divorce, a separation, a breakup, whatever that may be, that's not fair to you. You should have a support group getting ready to catch you at the bottom of this tower and holding you close and just being there for you. And that may be what you're worried about. You're worried about people treating you unfair in this situation. You're going to work and you have a lot of things you need to do. You have processes, you have standards you got to meet. You got to get XYZ out the door in a certain amount of time because you made a promise to it. And now it's like, can I be honest with what it is that I need to do? Or can I open up? And by opening up, we are letting a relationship come into our life that is going to be, very healthy, very rewarding, and healing. That's the big thing, is it's healing. But this Ace of Cups is the potential to come in and actually be a lifelong relationship. This can be a love relationship. This can be a relationship that is already together, where we are healing now because we have finally taken away the structures that no longer supported this tower, and we can begin all over again, but with a healthy foundation where we are being fair and taking care of one another. But this can even talk about your friends, creating more friendships, creating more connections, bringing in new ideas, creating things, or even, this can be a pet even that is coming into your life that has shaken your world up, and now it is the only thing that has been fair to you was this dog that sees you when you come home. Or it doesn't even have to be a dog, it could be a turtle, guys. It may be slow walking to you, but as long as you've got lettuce in its hands, it's ready to waddle its way towards you. But think about those relationships. And the tower is being struck each time you are denied compassion and love when you cling to an old picture. Think about the fact that you need a wall to hang that picture on, things that you are nostalgic and feel love for. And if there is no support beams or structures to make you feel nurtured and safe, how can you invite a new relationship in and create more memories to put on a wall? And when others can't meet their promise, think about how it makes you feel, or if it makes you very negative and brittle, or makes you want to cut off that relationship. Even if it's like, think about it. Do you think about how you would want to be treated? Do you want to be supported? Or do you find that this person, when they're not supported, they take it out on everybody? But the affirmation with justice, we have, I am kind to myself. Be kind to yourself. Be fair to yourself. Be honest with yourself, because that is the best way that you are going to take care of your needs. The Ace of Cups, we have, I'm ready to take action on the relationships that are around me, and I'm ready to take advantage of any kind of creative downloads that are coming through that will help me, bring more inspiration and love into my life that means something to me. I want to take action on these new beginnings and opportunities. I see the potential in my own worth, my own value. And then the Tower, we have, I am knowledgeable. You are learning from your mistakes. You are learning about what makes a solid house, be an actual home. You are learning and taking in all the wisdom that, is coming through with the dragonfly. The Moonology we have is, it's time to release negativity with justice. Release anything that has occurred in your past that you were holding on to that may prevent you from wanting to see things from a clear mind. Then with the Ace of Cups, look at the bigger picture. Take that helicopter view of the situation that is going on. And then we have, adjustments are required. Anytime there's a Tower moment, yes, there's always going to be adjustments. It's like, be ready for those adjustments, especially if you need to make your shell a little bit more bigger so you can bring more people in. for this healing. But that is your reading, my dears, today. I know it was a little bit more lengthy, but it's a very powerful message, and I hope that the person that it reaches is you know how important you are in this life, and you deserve to take care of your needs. But if you enjoyed this content, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know how it resonates, guys. But I'm heading out.